Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Africam Show. So glad to be with you again. I do apologize if my voice is a bit weird. I've been having not a great throat day today, but I'm very excited to be spending at least this half hour with you and our wonderful animals in all our cams. To start us off, we have some giraffe, which is really, really nice because I haven't actually seen too many of them on the cam. So this looks like Rosie's. And there were three. Now I know we can just see two, but there are three. So I think this is a fantastic way to start the afternoon off. Now, if you are just joining us, or this is the first time you're joining us, remember that we're live and interactive, so you can send through your questions and your comments. I've already got a few coming through. Rolling Trouble says hello from a rainy Washington state. Janice Okonami, you say hello with an exclamation mark. I love exclamation marks. Rose M, you say you love observing animals living free and in peace. Hello, everyone. Ellies are my personal favorite. Now, it's my favorite too, Rose. I love Ellies. Dear NC, you said good morning from Seattle. You've missed the first two shows of 2023. So a late Happy New Year to all. Happy New Year to you too, dear NC. And you're ready with your coffee? Well, so is Aussie Jan too. She says good afternoon, and she's having a bit of a coffee break. That sounds like a wonderful idea. Mary Momo, you said good morning to all. Looking forward to a fun-filled live show today. And yes, you have your coffee. I love knowing what all of you have to drink today before the show started. I indulge in a little water. Nothing too fancy, just some good old-fashioned water. It's really warm here today. I'm still in Durban. I'll return to Cape Town on Thursday. So very, very warm, and water was going to do it for me. Ricky Swanson, you say terrific footage. Absolutely. I love, and exactly, I'm actually just repeating what Rose M said, that this kind of footage is so fantastic because we are just seeing the animals as they are, roaming unaffected by our presence. Even though we, as guides, try really hard to make sure that we are not affecting the behavior of animals, the mere fact that we are in the same space and they can see us is going to affect their behavior in some way. In the same way that when you're sitting alone watching TV, something a little bit different to if someone else is in the room, even if you're totally comfortable with that person. If you're being observed, there are changes in your own behavior, however slight. So seeing them like this, these giraffe, is such a genuine sight, and I love that. Suzanne Bauchier, you say good morning, happy Tuesday, coming from a cold Michigan. Marion Holding, you say cold and damp there in the UK. And then you say, hello there, it's Alison from Liverpool in the UK. Happy New Year to you all. Hello, Alison. Grumpy Old Man says, it's her, Trishala, it's me, Trishala, Grumpy Old Man. Thank you for joining us. And, ooh, this is an interesting name. Mr. WLD UAE87. Whoa, you say hi, Trishala. Hello, mister. And then Bob from Kalamazoo says, good day, Trish. And so there's Gemma. And she says a good day to you all as well. Oh, those were a lot to get through. I'm not sure if my voice will handle that very well, but we will do our best. So what we have here, at least from what I saw, were either some young males. So I don't see two bald ossicones. So the first thing that I like to do when I come up to a sighting, so the first thing I like to do is to actually just absorb what's going on and get your situational awareness adjusted to this new sighting. And then once I do that, I try to figure out what we're looking at. So, I mean, apart from the animal, obviously. So I try to determine the sex of the animals that we're looking at. That helps me to predict behavior a little bit better. So this one in front of us, this looks like a female. She's a little bit short, again, difficult to tell with that kind of perception with the camera. But her ossicones are fairly hairy, and I don't see any obvious protrusions in her undercarriage. So I would say that she is a female, excuse me. And the one that's at the back there, difficult to tell, but also has fairly bushy ossicones. Oh, there it comes. Will we get a better look? I always say this, the easiest way to determine the sex of an animal is to simply look between the legs. A mammal, at least. That is the easiest way. But there was a third one that looked a little bit younger. But giraffes have a very loose groups, or form very loose groups. So they will sometimes be alone, sometimes be in big groups, sometimes be in small groups, and it does not necessarily mean that they're related to each other. We can return to those giraffes in a moment, or in a bit, but we're just moving over to Ellie, because I do love my elephants. Virginia Paul, you said this is great, and then Livestream said good morning from Chicago. 5 girls, thank you. You say good morning from a still dark Boise. You're ready with your peach mango energy. Wow, that must be crazy. And you see that picture of coffee. And then Drago to say hi to Shala. Anna Emerson says hello to Shala from Boston as well. And I am saying hello to this elephant. Well, we all are. But I think that there's actually, so you all know that we have the Aldonio cam now, which has been fantastic. Just the most amazing addition to our already great repertoire of cameras that we have in Southern Africa. But the Aldonio cam is up in Kenya. And I think that we may have, and I don't like to compare elephants, but there's some really big tuskers on that cam, so we'll head over and have a look in a bit. In the meantime, I'll just tell you that Dara Data Asbury also says good morning from Maryland in the USA. Oh, look at these guys. Hey. Oh, so I see an eland right at the back. Is that an eland? Looks like it. And then there's these 2 big tuskers in front. Of course, there's the guinea fowl in front of us as well. Sounds like a Franklin calling in the background. This is amazing. We've spoken about this before. I think it was last week Thursday we were talking about it with Ali. Oh gosh, so much going on. So this elephant that's on the right, behind it in the distance, there's 2 giraffes that are necking as well. So much going on. Can you see it just at their tusks? This cam has just been unbelievable content-wise. Unbelievable. Just last night there was a striped hyena found in or seen, and also an eland giving birth. Although she didn't give birth, the main event wasn't live on camera, but we did see the legs and hooves of the baby emerging. What a beautiful camera. So right here, we can see at least 4 different species. Guinea fowl right in front, these 2 beautiful elephant bulls, and in the back there's some eland and some giraffe as well. So when we were speaking about, we were talking about this Aldonio cam with Ali on Thursday, I think it was, and we were just talking about how everything seems to be so much bigger in this part of Africa. And you look at the tusks on these elephants. Absolutely stunning. And also very intimidating, very, you don't want to mess with them. You're not scared, but you almost can feel their presence. So this one on the left, obviously very long tusks, but it's also missing the hairs at the end of it. There's something to look out for when we watch this cam. But again, a missing tail tip is not that uncommon. So if we find a missing tail tip plus another feature together, that would be really good for us. But again, elephants are not territorial. They have really large home ranges. So we might see this elephant now and then not see it again for a year because they travel such vast distances. But it's always good to pick up on some kind of identifying feature because it kind of feels like old friends when you see them again. And you wonder, what have you been up to in that time? Giles Trudel, you say hi from Quebec, Canada. Hello. I love how we have so many people from so many different countries joining us so that we can watch and appreciate wildlife in Africa. It's such a blessing to be able to, a privilege to be able to host all of you and facilitate the connection between the bush, the wildlife, and the rest of the world. Kathy Ines Sine, you say good morning from got tongue-tied there. Good morning from Florida. Bluebird says hi from Texas. Oh, Suzanne Boishier, you say great, beautiful picture, clear, gorgeous pics. It really is, and this cam is, the sand is quite dark, and it really contrasts with the color of the grass, which is a really bright green. It is such a crisp picture. It's beautiful. And that makes it all the better. It's such a viewing pleasure. So from their heights, I can see that the bull on the right, whose tusks are kind of crooked, one is slightly higher than the other one. That male looks taller than the one with a stubby tail. And elephant bulls continue to grow throughout their lives, so they'll just get taller and bigger until they die. The limiting factor for elephants are their teeth. Remember, they've got only one big brick-sized tooth in each jaw at any given time. And so that has a rotation of 6, so that's only 6 times that those teeth can come in. And once those teeth have been worn down, the elephant basically can starve to death. So teeth are the only limiting factor. But if it weren't for that, elephant bulls would continue to grow and grow and grow. Of course, there would be some ceiling that it would hit, but we have not really seen that because the teeth go before the growth ceiling is hit in elephants. Eve Jensen, you say hello. It's great to see this live. It's really beautiful, and you're sending love from Kent in England. Thank you very much, Lisa Lee Irwin. Again, same thing, saying how beautiful, Ohio, USA. That's where you're from. It really is. It's a feast, utter feast for the eyes. So I'm not sure who this is from, but there is a comment that the bull on the left is looking for water where the clean water enters this hole. The inlet is right where its tusk is. You know, elephants are very fussy about their water. When they can afford to be, obviously. And I've seen it many times at pumped pans, even at when water holes or dams are a little bit dirty and dried up. They like to clean the water before they drink it. And if it is a pumped pan, or in areas where there are pumped pans, you'll find that elephants will go right to where the water is coming in and drink from there. They're always like nice, fresh, clean water. And when dams are very very dry and full of mud and probably not that tasty, they go into drainage lines and then they dig for water. They dig deep holes and then those holes fill up with water and they drink that. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if this bull has decided to go for the area where the water is coming in. Doris Helser, you say hi from North Carolina. And then Melinda from Sweden, you just send us some heart eyes. I think that is perfect. I also want you to, I mean, obviously I know it's beautiful to look at, but these two males, these two bulls, are very, very relaxed. They're hardly really interacting with each other, but I would say that they that they know each other quite well. They've arrived here together, and they're not in any way fighting over the space. And a lot of times you do get that, particularly elephant bulls in must. One bull comes down to a waterhole, another bull comes down. They'll try to keep space between themselves. Also in must, a little bit more unpredictable. But here everything is, it looks quite peachy. They both look very comfortable. This is also something, if you look at the trunk, the one that's drinking water now, this is something they do quite a lot as well. They'll suck some water in, and then they'll throw it out, almost like churning the water in that area and waiting for a good quality batch to get sucked in. Rose M, you say that you've seen an elephant use a stick as a tool to scratch an itch. That is incredible. That's amazing. You say this was at a rescue sanctuary. Tool use is, as I'm sure a lot of you know, something that is tied to quite significant intelligence. And tool use or not, elephants, for me, are in that category. I can feel it when I'm with them. And you can ask any guide. Being in the presence of elephants is something very different to being in the presence of any other animal. Hi Pat, you'd like to know if female elephants continue to grow too? As far as I know, they don't. So they reach their largest size when they're between, I think about 30, between 30 and 40. Because remember, their life expectancy in the wild is only about 60 years old. But at that point, they're not growing taller again. They might grow a little bit horizontally, like we all do, but they're not growing taller past that point. It might even be a little bit earlier than that, Pat. But as far as I know, females will not continue to grow once they hit that growth ceiling, while bulls will. Love Livestream, you'd like to know, can we give the elephants dentures to just keep them going? Maybe that's what should be my goal for this year, developing elephant dentures. I know you mean it with for a bit of fun, and it would be lovely, but we all have our limiting factors. We do, but it is very sad. There's only one time that I saw an elephant who clearly didn't have any teeth left because the cheeks were all kind of sucked in, much like an elderly human. And you find that old elephants who have lost their teeth, remember they don't fall out, they just ground down, because it's very tough on the teeth to consume vegetation, particularly grass. Grass have tiny little crystals in them called phytoliths. Phyto for vegetation or greenery, and then lith for rocks. So phytolith, they're tiny little bits of silica, essentially. And elephants and other grass-eating animals are constantly grinding their teeth with this, which can damage it. And so they get worn down. So I saw this elephant, cheeks sucked in, and when they're at that stage, they spend a lot of time at a waterhole, sometimes submerged in it and then eating the vegetation that's growing in or very close to the waterhole. That vegetation tends to be a little bit soggier, softer, and easier on the teeth. So again, much like us, older we get, the more difficult it becomes for us to eat crispy, hard to chew things. And we're going for softer foods for elephants too. And then we have a couple more hellos. June Bernard, you say good morning from Pennsylvania, USA. This is fantastic and you're loving it. June, look at the background. Everybody, actually. The eland are moving away. Oh, this is insane. This is insane. Excuse me. I have nothing to say. This is the type of thing you just want to take in. I thought I just saw a zebra at the back there too. Perhaps I was seeing stuff. No, there is a zebra. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Linda Wilson, you ask, is that a kudu off to the right? I think those were eland. This is just unbelievable. This cam, man. This cam is insane. Just all walking through in these droves. Carol Parker, you say the tusks in that ellie. Absolutely, both of them have quite thick, long tusks. Carol also says hi from Ohio. Wally Baluot, you say you're watching from Canada. Hello, and then Trippy85, you say hello from Illinois, USA. Stunning. Look at the two bolts. Quiet now. And when I say such a strange thing, what I meant to say was they're standing very still. Oh my goodness. Not notice that these two giraffes would be so close. Oh my goodness. So when elephants are moving, I think of that as them not talking. And then when they're still, I think of that as well. Not think of it, that is what I know of it, of them talking, because they're listening and communicating infrasonically. And that's what those two bulls were doing a moment ago. Now remember that these bulls would not feel, and in fact the other animals would be intimidated by each other. This whole game, they wouldn't feel intimidated by each other at all at this point. But they would still be a little bit cautious because bulls, well not bulls, elephants in general, can be a little bit moody when it comes to waterholes specifically. Oh gosh. Maybe Momo? I was thinking the exact same thing. You say that you love this. It's like a scene from The Lion King. It really is. I think these guys will come to drink now. Can you imagine having your camera ready to take beautiful pictures right here at this waterhole? And it's such a difficult thing to. I'm going to say this, and then some of you are going to think, oh, well, I've seen a giraffe drink 1,000 times. But it's actually quite difficult to see a giraffe drink peacefully. It's such a compromising position for them to be in. It's such a difficult maneuver for their body. And it's I was really hoping that they would drink now here, and I'd be able to compare whether it looks a little bit more relaxed to when I see it in real life, and my presence could in some way maybe affect their behavior. Zygote, you're asking, are the other animals waiting for the elephants to move on? They could be. It's definitely a caution thing. Our giraffe has decided to take a drink. Maybe others will follow as well. Elephant's still around. And a dove to come through as well. So there is actually a little bit of a difference between what I'm witnessing here and the way these giraffes are drinking and what I would see if I was physically there. The biggest difference is that the giraffe whips its head back up after taking a drink a lot slower here than I do see if I'm at the reserve. Wow, I wonder if this is a different Ellie that's come through now. Let's see with the tusks. I think it might be a different one. Oh, yes, Bob. Bob from Kalamazoo says Aldonio is becoming his favorite. Aldonio seems to already be my favorite as well. Carol Parker, you say you feel like you're on safari. It's beautiful. It really is. It almost makes you feel like what's going to come up next. Well, Pat says daily lion visits occur here as well, so maybe that could be next. I know there's the mum with the 4 cubs. It's seen quite often here. Rose M, you say picture perfect scene right here. So lovely. Absolutely. And it's just a moment in time. Soon, already the giraffes have moved off. The eland will begin to move off. So will the zebra and the elephants, and it just looks like a bare waterhole again. Stunning. Zygote, you say, I think you're talking about the giraffe drinking, and I said when I see them in real life drinking, then they whip their heads up very quickly, and they actually cause a bit of like a Fibonacci spiral effect with the water as they pick their heads up quickly. But here they don't pick him up as quickly. Obviously, they don't detect any threat. There's no humans around for them to feel that they have to be extra cautious. But Zygote, you say when they're drinking from the Naledi mud dam, said from the well there, that perhaps they also don't lift their head up as quickly. I wasn't exactly sure what you said there, but I think that's what you meant. Larry from Oxford, England, you say it seemed that Kilimanjaro is always covered in cloud. That was exactly what I had said when we got to this camp. I said, hey, where's Kilimanjaro? Obviously covered by cloud, but we did get some really nice views of it not too long ago. And now we're back down south and we're at Tembe. Oh, got an elephant scratching himself. So can you see there's a little, looks like a rock. I can actually hear it. It's busy scratching itself, and it's actually a very small tree stump that's been broken. Well, he's walking away with everything exposed. That was a fantastic time together. Again, Aldonio is becoming the favorite. There it is. It's also such a wonderful sight. It's just, the colors are phenomenal. And the elephants are still here. I love this camp. Absolutely love it. It offers us the potential for brilliant sightings and also animals that we might not see here in the south. So I am very, very happy to be able to facilitate your connection with nature through this camp. Makes me feel very special. So, I mean, species diversity today has been amazing, mostly on this camp, but in general, the species diversity has been fantastic. And I'm satisfied. I hope that you guys are too, and you'll get, excuse me, you will continue to watch the cams. Carol, you say that, thank you. You saying that me sharing my knowledge with you guys is priceless, and you're thanking me. My absolute pleasure. I do what I do because of animals like these and people like you. So thank you all very much for watching. Your questions and your comments are always so appreciated. And I'll see you again. I'll see you on Thursday. So bye for now, everyone. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. Bye for now.